the title of this video. Um, I'm gonna go in on this subject or this topic or whatever because I feel like going in on this. So let me get my no, let me get my water. Hold on, give me a minute. All right, so give me a minute. Get my water. Yeah, I don't really drink water like that. I just like to I only drink water when I'm on a fast. So usually when I drink, I just like to swish it around my mouth just to hydrate. Cause that's good enough for me. I don't really need to drink it. Usually, I only drink water when I'm like on an extended fast. Like if I'm fasting for like 5+ days, 10 days, then I drink water. But other than that, if I'm not fasting, I usually just swish it in my mouth. Or if I want to drink something, I just drink juice. But yeah, I want to talk about the title. What you guys got to understand is, and the reason I'm making this is because we've been in a new shift. I don't want to say we're in a new shift, but we're getting deeper into this astrological energy, especially particularly Saturn and Neptune and Aries. There's a lot of other planets as well, but like the deeper we get into Saturn and Aries, man, the more I see like I can just see it. And I'm not just saying like the title of this video when I say 99% of people are failing at life. I'm not just saying this out of just ignorance or just me just trying to be funny or any of that, even though I do say a lot of shit out of ignorance and me just trying to be funny. But this is not one of those, well, this is kind of one of those videos, but what I'm telling you right now about 99% of people failing, this is for real. And I'm actually seeing this in real life. So, um, yeah, I'm seeing this in real life, in real time, not only online, but in real life. Like I'm seeing a pattern and it seems like a lot of people are like, um, they're going through a lot of bullshit, but it's not like something that they have to go through. It's like the bullshit people are going through is because um nobody wants to, because what you got to understand is nobody's that stupid. I know a lot of you guys like to talk about bots and agents and how stupid they are and the world is asleep, and don't get me wrong, people are retarded and people aren't awake, but nobody is that dumb. You always have to realize nobody's that dumb, because when you think people are really that dumb, then you're kind of giving people the benefit of the doubt that they can be retarded and do retarded shit. Everybody knows that what they need to do to become successful in life. Everybody knows that. And with this astrological placement, particularly Saturn and Neptune and Aries, amongst other transits, especially a lot of like you got Jupiter squaring a lot of shit, and then you got a whole bunch of other like Uranus is about to be in the Gemini, like there's a whole bunch of shit. Everything is like kind of switching up, so you really can't do what you were doing before. You really can't do it, and if you do it, it doesn't feel comfortable. This is why you have a lot of people saying like, "Why does everything seem boring? Why is everything lame? Nothing entertains me no more." Is because nobody's actually evolving their mind. So when you're not evolving your mind, then the things that you were doing before, it doesn't bring you any joy because you're not evolving. So most people are failing at life is what you got to understand. And even though it doesn't look like it, like you may see somebody, right, and then it doesn't look like it, you may think, oh, this, because a lot of you guys are retarded. Like you guys think somebody having money, somebody in a relationship, you guys look at that and that's something actually important, or that's something that you're supposed to strive for. Like that's petty mundane shit. So a lot of you guys will look at that and be like, oh, this person's successful, but you gotta look at it like just because something tastes good, look at it like this. Just because something tastes good doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because somebody's life looks good doesn't mean they're living a fulfilling good life. So this is why I say 99% of people are failing, because all you see is where they're at right now. You don't see the fall that's gonna happen. Like somebody who's dealing drugs and they're like doing something illegal and they have a lot of money. You're like, oh damn, this dude is living rich. He has a nice car. He has a lot of money, but you don't see how like he has an investigation. Like the police is watching him and they're gonna like come in and arrest him in about a couple months. You don't see that coming. You just see him living. So look at it like that. Like just because you see somebody living like it doesn't look like they're failing doesn't mean that they're not gonna fail. You see what I'm saying? So 99% of people are in a position of failure right now. Like when I look at it, and this is the energy I'm getting. Like I just see I just see so many patterns, and it's crazy how this shit is going. And I'm just interested how this shit's gonna play out. Like I'm kind of like observing this shit because like, and I'm not saying my life is perfect and shit, because I don't want my life to be perfect. I don't want my mistakes to be perfect. I don't want my failures to be perfect. So I don't want my life to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? So, but what I'm trying to tell you is I'm I if you watch my channel, you should know what you need to be doing. This is get into alignment. Because you got to remember, once you realize your life doesn't belong to you, once you realize you don't have free will and that this realm is like you're a slave to this realm in a certain aspect, then that's when you'll realize that you'll just not really stress about other shit people stress about. Because the reason why everyone stresses is because they think that they have free will. They think you're not, because all this fake ass spirituality that try to tell you, oh, you're the creator of your reality, you're this and that. That's all bullshit. To a certain degree, you are. You see what I'm saying? It's like if you go and move into somebody's house, you have the free will to clean up their house. You have the free will to pay rent. You have the free will to compliment the person you're living with. You have the free will to do all those things, but you don't have the free will to disrespect them. You don't have the free will to mess up their house. You don't have the free will to call them out their name while living there. Otherwise, you'll get kicked out. So you only have the free will to do what they want you to do. That's what free will is. All this dumbass spiritual shit. Oh, you can create your reality and you can create that. Shut the fuck up. All that shit is bullshit. You only can do what the what you're only able to do within the what you're able to do within the parameters. So there's certain parameters and boundaries. You can only act within that. Other than that, you can't. So a lot of people are realizing that there's boundaries and parameters, and the average person they don't understand that. So then they look at life like, oh, this is where you see a person who's struggling and they're suffering and they can't get ahead in life is because they don't understand that there's boundaries and parameters and you can't do whatever you want to do. So they're trying to do something and it's not working. So then they look at it like everything is always fucked up for them. So this is why I say you can't be in that mind state. So this is why I say be yourself, get in alignment with self, and then everything is gonna work itself out. And then at that point, you're going to be actually in a better mind state to do whatever the fuck you want to do, even though you're really not, but it's going to feel like it. And then that's what it's called being in alignment, because you're playing the role you're supposed to be, which is yourself. So it's like, it's really easy. It's not that hard. So this is why I say 99% of people are failing at life, because this energy that we're in is making people realize that there's boundaries and shit. You can't just be whatever you want. You can't just do whatever you want. And anything you can do, like some idiot will say, well, I did this. I accomplished this. I became this. That's because that was what you're allowed to do, motherfucker. You're allowed to do that. Like if you go to jail and they say you can only read books, you can't have phones. You can't. They have rules. You can't say, "Oh, I have free will in jail. I can draw and I can paint and I can read books." No, you're only doing what they're allowing you to do. Go try to get a phone or try to go get a TV up in there. They're not going to allow you. Or there's certain things that you're only allowed to do what's in the rules. So any idiot out here talking about, "Oh, I'm doing whatever I want," no, you're only doing what you're supposed to do or what you're allowed to do. So it's crazy, and this is how it is. And this Saturn in Aries is getting a rude, because for you guys to understand, Saturn doesn't like to be in Aries. It's the worst placement for Aries. So reality right now is trash. Life right now if you, I don't want to say life sucks right now. If you're in alignment, life is going to be bearable. But for the average person, and just Saturn being in Aries, life is not good because Saturn rules reality, and Saturn is in Aries. Aries, it doesn't like to be in Aries. So right now, reality is at an all-time low right now. Like nobody, like life in general, for this is for everyone, not just for me or for everyone. Life is at a low in terms of, and it doesn't have to be like this. Like, but even if you're living your best life, it's still not gonna. You're still gonna have problems because Saturn's in Aries. Saturn doesn't like to be in Aries. So, just the reality itself right now is trash. And this is why like everything, it's not even like you got. This is why I say you gotta like tap in. This is why I'm glad I'm breatharian, because when you're breatharian and you start doing shit like breatharian, you are able to develop internal energy that can allow you to have joy within. So when Saturn is in Aries, you're supposed to develop joy within, not external. So a lot of people like right now they're trying to find external joy, and it doesn't even work. Even like people who are rich, who got money, like it doesn't work for them to go out and do things that have fun because like it's all that shit's getting shut down. So this is why I'm saying 99% of people are failing at life because everyone who thinks what success is supposed to be, they're trying to do that and it's not working right now because Saturn is in Aries. You're supposed to actually be like doing being yourself more, but at the same time, it's like even when you be yourself, it's still going to be problems because is in Aries. It doesn't like to be here. So I just want to get that out the way to explain. And yeah, it's crazy right now, man. Cause I'm just seeing a lot of patterns in people, and it's funny. Like I don't even give a fuck really. Like I'm done trying to help people because you can't help anyone. That's one thing I learned in my life, not just through the internet, but through family, people, friends. Well, I don't have friends, but people I know personally. I have acquaintances, people I know. I can't say I have friends. I don't really count people on the internet friends because I don't know you personally, but I'm cool with people on the internet. But like in real life, I don't have friends because I have people I'm acquainted with and like we can do like I work with or deal with, but I wouldn't say they friends in real life because I don't know them personally, and it's not like I haven't been in a negative situation with somebody. Like if I'm in a negative situation, like where then I can say okay, I'm cool with this person in real life. But if I'm with somebody and we only been in good situations, I can't really. I don't know because I don't know their energy. You only know them when you got money or when you where everything's good. So you can't really say that's a real person because you weren't with them when emotions were down and shit was volatile. Because then you'll see the real person, the real energy of that individual. Like even me, for example, that's why I always like to like no matter like even when I have success and happiness in my life, I always remember like the times that were down. Like you never want to allow something externally to boost you up too much. Like you'll see somebody who was poor, then they get rich, then they act like, oh, life is beautiful, life is, but they don't remember. It's like I'm not saying life isn't beautiful, but I'm not saying life is good. Life is just what it is, and is an experience. Because just because something good happens to you doesn't mean shit is good. Because at one point your ass was fucked up, and you can get back to that point. So always remember that. I'm not saying look at life like it's negative, but I'm also saying all these people talk, oh, look at life like it's positive. I'm not saying don't do that either. At the end of the day, why the fuck you gotta look at it anyhow? Just have an experience and be in the present and move with discretion. Do what you gotta do. If it means being happy and chilling, that's good. But don't identify with anything. Because oh you gotta remember, like shit ain't what it is. Like don't get lost in morals and all of this shit. Cause 99% of the shit you guys think you guys learned it from capitalism. And the only reason and anything is taught to you in capitalism society is to make money. So everything you learned in the education, everything you learned about morals, everything you learned about being a good person, the only reason you learned it from the system was to make the system money. It wasn't for anything else because when you're in a capitalist society, there's no, like, this is why I can't emphasize this enough. When you're in a capitalist society, there's nothing more important than making the corporation and the establishment more money. You may be dealing with real people like me, your parents, and they may make you think that life is about love and peace, which it is. It's about more than money. It is. But you got to understand, you're in a capitalist society. So you may be dealing with people who have other proper moral systems about how life is. But you got to remember, the society that controls your resources and all of this shit for the time being, and all the shit you learn within education and all the systems you go to and how they talk to you and teach you, all of that is meant for to make the corporation money. So that the only reason you go to kindergarten is so you can make the corporation richer. Because if you don't go to education system and you don't know how to do shit, then the corporation's not going to get rich. The corporation's going to have to take care of you because you don't have education. So why they'll frown upon homeless people, and they'll frown upon, oh, you're uneducated. It's they want to make you feel bad, so you can, because they don't want to be in a situation where they have to take care of you. So that's the only reason. Everything's about money and not putting you in a position where you don't, because a homeless person is like a, they look at it like they got to take care of this person. They got to, this person's a drain on society, even though it's the opposite. A homeless person isn't a drain on society. The system that made the person homeless, they're the drain, they're the parasite. But they got everyone thinking backwards, and they do certain shit to make people think that that's right. But in reality, the government, the system, the IRS, all of these programs, that's the parasite, that's the drain, that's the problem, not the homeless person. The homeless person is a symptom of the problem. He's a byproduct of the problem. Because how the fuck you gonna say the reason somebody's homeless is because they don't have money, but yet they print money. Give him money. Give him at least give him a house. If not money, give him a fucking house, and he won't be homeless. But you're not gonna give him a house because you want him to be burdened with having to make somebody richer, to make somebody have money. Like, you're fucking retarded. Like, the government's stupid as fuck. They're dumb as fuck. But so they're the actual parasite, and then when you don't play by the program, they'll say you're the parasite. But it's like, no, you're the one making the laws. You're the one keep inflating shit. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's retarded. So even like when you see the government's failing, because the good thing about it though is the more fucked up shit the government does, the more they're solidifying their fate to like so shit, because we're, like I told you guys, we're in a shift, so everything has to change. So the government, the system, they're not changing. So you can even see, like I say, don't look at everything from the surface. You got to look at shit from um, whatever you see with your eyes is there's more to that. When you watch the news, I told you the news is just the fucking reality TV. It's not what's really going on. So right now, a lot of shit is happening behind closed doors because of these energies. So this is why you're seeing a lot of, like, the government. Like, you're like, why do they keep raising prices? Why do they keep going to wars? Why do they keep doing shit to make life worse? It's because they're miserable people, and it's because this Saturn energy, this energy that we're in, is whipping their ass, and you don't see it though, because they're not going to show you it. Why would somebody show you? It's like, you got content creators, they're not going to show you them suffering or going through issues. They're going to just show you the good thing. It's the same with the government. They're going to just use their news to show you like everything, but it's really not. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing the shit they're doing. They have to keep raising price and doing all this shit because it's like, their time is coming to an end, and they're not going to be here in the future. And the ones up top, the very top people who run this shit, they know that. So what they're trying to do right now is extract they're trying to extract as much resources and energy from the people before they perish and they go. So that's what they're trying to inflate shit. They're trying to raise prices. They're trying to take as much energy off the land and off the people. Because I don't know if this is true, but I honestly think that even the resource of the land is, damn, it stinks. What the fuck is going on? Might be something outside. Even the resources of the land is dwindling. Like, this is what I'm thinking, because I think it's well. I already went into that. I don't really want to get into that some more, but well, I get into it. The resources of the land is dwindling, and it's not really. I don't think the land is producing the same type of resource. This is why, like a lot. This is part of the reason why, like you see shrinkflation. You see shrinkflation. You'll see a lot of like things, like the quality of things get worse. People say, "Oh, they're doing it to make money," but I think it's more than that. I don't think it's just it could be, but I'm thinking it's like the resources of this land because we're going into a new shift. So a lot of these people they made money off the resources and they're not able to do that like they want. So I'm thinking like a lot of shit. This is why a lot of shit is getting inflated. Damn, what the fuck is that smell, bro? Hmm. Let me sit over here. He's like, "Are you talking shit about Western women?" I don't know what the fuck are you talking about. Like, type your sentences, motherfucker. Like, do you know literature? Do you know grammar? Like type what you're gonna say. You don't even like people are retarded. This you can tell these are AI bots because like what the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking shit about women? What do you mean? Like bitch, what do you mean am I talking shit about women? Watch the fucking video. If you see me talk if you hear it, then you wouldn't have to ask that dumbass question. If you don't hear me talking shit about women, then I'm not. Then you don't have to ask the question. Fucking retard and this guy said for talking this bullshit. Like you didn't even complete the sentence. What was I talking about? Like for talking this bull like I'm not even gonna respond to these dumbass comments. A bunch of retards. AI. Fucking idiots. But anyways, guys, like that's what I'm saying. Like and he's like, are you talking shit about women? Your mother, she's part of the 99% because she had you. So your mother's a bitch. Your mother's a fucking a dipshit because she had you. So she is part of the problem. She was a Western woman. And if she wasn't, she's part of that 1% or that few percent of non-Western women that are retarded because she had you. Because for her to have somebody like you, nigga, she had to be retarded. Shout out to Damien. What's good, Damien? Yeah, I try to keep it real on here. I try to keep it real. And it's like, and I appreciate that comment. I appreciate that you said my streams are better than most content on this app. I appreciate that. But the sad thing is I don't even know if that's really a compliment because the average streamer on this bitch is retarded. It's just like me going to a classroom full of second graders and you calling me a genius because I know how to sing my ABCs in like fucking 10 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's really a compliment because there's so much degenerate dipshit energy on this fucking platform. I don't even know. But yeah, I appreciate it though. Thank you. Because it like it's getting worse and worse. Like to be, and when I look at it, like it's funny because you'll have a lot of people be talking shit about this AI, and I'm not saying I'm for AI or I'm against it. At this point, I really don't give a fuck. If you can make money off AI, because people say, "Oh, AI is this and it's not spiritual or it's against the," oh, you're playing into the nigga. Shut the fuck up. Anybody gonna tell you how to make money or how to not make money? They can kiss your ass. They're not. Ain't nobody paying your rent. You see how much rent and gas and everything's going up. If you want to make money off AI and you can do it, make money off of it. The only thing I'll say is don't try to mislead people and tell people false information and promote politics or do agent shit like that. But if you want to make a whole music album from AI, you want to make a whole movie from AI, who the fuck is anyone to tell you that? Oh, that's wrong. You're not. No, shut the fuck up. People want to tell you what's wrong, but then ain't nobody gonna tell you um how to pay your fucking rent, or they won't help you pay your rent or help you get on your feet if you have trouble. But then they'll be so quick to tell you what's not spiritual. The way I look at it, like to be honest, like I was playing the game earlier. I'll probably do a game stream later today. I was playing the game, and I'm like, most of these games are trash. Like I'm playing Borderlands 4 right now. That's like the only game I can really play. Every other game they're releasing is retarded as hell. Retarded. And I'm glad because it's saving me a lot of money. I'm glad a lot of content is trash because I save a lot of money. Because when it comes to food, when it comes to entertainment, I haven't been to the movie in years, which is good because it's saving me money. But the like so it actually works for me. So I'm actually glad. But I've been watching movies and well, I don't watch movies, but like I will every now and then I'll go see like I'll go like look at the trailers for the latest movie to see if it's any good, or I go play some of these games. Like I'll play the demo, or if it's like a little game, like I know somebody, I'll play it, and they just trash. And I'm like, what they need to do is they need to fire every single developer, every single director, and they need to just release. You know how they have Unreal Engine, or they have these software development kits for people to use. They need to just release a fucking engine or a development kit that's AI based, and then you just type up what you want, and then you still can have participation in the creation. Like I can just say I could put an image of me, or I can put like I can like get like let's just say I like Elder Scrolls. I can get certain aspects of Elder Scrolls, like the aspect of it, and then make it merge it with GTA San Andreas. So it's like the Elder. It's like it has the gameplay of Elder Scrolls. It has the scenery and the theme of GTA San Andreas, and it has the combat of Borderlands. And then I make me the main character, and I can type it up in the AI, and I can just make my own game. And I want to say make the story about me doing X, Y, and Z. And it just creates the game and it merges all that. They need to develop something like that. And I would really just be and do that with games, do that with movies, do that with literally every type of tech music. And literally I would actually be into entertainment like I was like in 2008, 2007. They need to just get rid of all real humans that make music, that make movies, that make games. Get rid of them and just develop AI software that can develop it because it's better. And anytime a real human is involved, would be if they're gonna create something new. And before it even gets released, it needs to be like looked at to see if it's even worth anything. Like you know how they create like because if you look at nowadays, they don't create nothing good anymore. There's nothing they create like words like you know how they created Star Wars. They has I don't like Star Wars, but these are like they create the Matrix back in 1999. Why can't they create something new? Why is it like a sequel or something? If they create something new, is lame. So that's the only time they should ever use a human is if they're gonna create something new. Like, and it has to be good. If they're not, then just let AI recreate shit. Like they need to fire every developer. When and I only say this with create with entertainment. When it comes to other stuff that isn't entertainment, okay, that's different. But when it comes to because entertainment's not important, you don't need to be entertained. So this is why I say AI needs to be only used when it comes to entertainment, art, music. Not to say people can't make their own music, because I would if a human being has a song or whatever and it's good, I like it, I will listen to it. But to make that the only option, somebody said horrible idea. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody asked you if this was a good idea or not, bitch. I'm just telling you this what the fuck I want. I don't need your opinion. Real, it is better, especially like if you look at it, the shit like when I be on social media, the shit that be making me laugh the most would be niggas making some AI shit like they'll make like an AI fucking cartoon or whatever, and it'll be mimicking some other shit. Like that's the shit that be making me laugh the most. These skit channels, the skits and pranks and people, comedians that are real people, they don't even be making me laugh. Like literally AI content be making me laugh the most because it'd be funny as fuck. Like I'll have a picture, let's just say like it's like a fucking one of my homies that I know since high school. If I seen an AI video of him doing a weird ass dance, I would actually laugh at that. But the average comedian, Kevin Hart or any comedian, you're not funny. Like it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know what it is. Like most shit is just not funny to me. Like the shit that be making me laugh. I think about it right now. Like when I be looking on social media, the shit that actually makes me laugh will be AI content. I'm not even fucking kidding you. The only shit that makes me laugh on social media now is AI content. Like, not to say every AI content, not to say every, but anytime I laugh and I'm scrolling, it's from AI content. If it's a real person and they're doing a comedian skit, a prank, or some type of like skit or prank or whatever, I don't laugh. It's not funny. Like comedian stand up, that shit is not funny. I can go watch Mike Epps, Dave Chappelle. That shit is not funny. I do not laugh at all. I like zero laughs. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's like I'm more funnier than these niggas because their comedy is like it has to appease. Because when it comes to comedy, if you want to be successful within in this industry of comedy, especially the way they have it set up, you have to have a lot of people that like you. And if more people like your content, the likelihoods, depending on what industry you're in, the likelihoods your content has to be trash. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a comedian, if everybody thinks you're funny in America, there's a high chance you're not funny. You see what I'm saying? It's not like a it's not like a pair of clothes or food or something where if everyone likes it, is a chance it's actually good. Like if you have a restaurant and everybody likes your shit, that means it, most likely you're using good quality ingredients. You know how to cook it and put it together. And if somebody doesn't like it, they're just personal opinion. Like I may not like it, but I don't like cheese. So if you make the best cheese in America and I don't like it, it's because I don't like cheese, not because your cheese isn't good. But when it comes to comedy, it's different. When it comes to entertainment, like a movie, it's different. Especially comedy, like because I don't even want to say entertainment really. This is mainly comedy because most people in a, especially if you're like this is why Kevin Hart is not funny, but yet Kevin Hart is looked at as the most popular comedian. Everybody knows him, and even if you were to like talk to the average person, they'll say he's funny. But that's the reason why he's not funny. It's because everyone likes him. Because if too many people like you and you're a comedian, you're not funny. Because the average person in America has no sense of humor. Because anything that's actually funny, like you have to kind of like water yourself down and be lame and have corny ass jokes to be accepted by America and in terms of comedian, like the way you say shit. This is why, like, when you look at it, not to say she's funny because she really wasn't. Like Monique, for example, they blacklisted Monique. Not she was out of all the comedians, she was more so like kind of funny. But when you looked at Monique, her type of style, it was more like it was more like a arrogant, sarcastic, I don't give a fuck style. So that's why they had to blacklist her because she had for a black woman, she had too much confidence. See, when you like a black woman or you like a nigga in America and you have a certain type of confidence, I'm not gonna say you're confident, you have a certain type of confidence, the system doesn't like that. They need you to be like some stupid nigger like Cali Muscle. You sound like a fucking gorilla. You loud as fuck. You know that nigga from Gears of War, Coltrane? It's the Coltrane! Or like some stupid nigger like Cali Muscle. Like they sound like a gorilla. They need you to be a stupid nigga like that, like Shaquille O'Neal, stupid sounding gorilla sounding ass nigga. Oh, that's the type of confidence they want. When you a nigga and you have a certain type of confidence, the system they don't like that, and then they'll try to make you look stupider because they need you to. It's like that slave master mentality. They want you to have that yes master mentality. When you have that mentality where you don't agree, where you're not part of that, then they don't fuck with you. And then that's what they did to Monique because Monique kind of her comedy was more like kind of different. So they shadow ban her, but then they'll put stupid like that stupid dyke bitch, Wanda Sykes, or they had some lesbian ugly ass bitch, and like she had a I forgot what her name was, but she had a role in the movie, and every word that came out her mouth was some loud ass shit like, "Oh, girl, you did that!" Like just some ignorant nigga shit. Like it was nothing funny. It was just her being loud and sounding like a stupid fucking gorilla. That's the type of the shit they want for a black person in Hollywood. Is dumb shit like that. Or if you're not that, you some stupid coon like fucking Samuel L. Jackson or some shit. Like just you just a coon or some shit. They need you to be fucking retarded as a black person. That's why they don't give black people any good roles. Like even when it comes to the video game shit, right? They'll talk about how like I heard somebody they said there's not enough black characters in games. And if you look at it like or like even when it comes to movies, like every time they have a black main character, it's always they're doing some ghetto hood nigga shit. Or if it's not that, they're doing it's something to do with civil rights movement. You know how you had like John Wick? It's just a regular character. And he just plays it has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with nothing criminal. It's just John Wick. Or they had like fucking like whatever movie. I don't watch these movies, but I'm trying to pick them. I don't even see John Wick, but as I don't watch this shit. But I want to give you guys an example. Like when they have a character that isn't black, but it has nothing to do with criminal or has nothing to do with civil rights. You'll never see that with a black person. Every time you see a black person in a movie, it's some criminal shit like Friday or Baby Boy or fucking that. What's that movie with Jamie Foxx? The when he's a slave and they were using the N word. I forgot what it was called, but like movies like that, they'll have them in. But if it's just a regular like movie that has nothing to do with slavery, civil rights, or blackness or whatever, or hood shit, they will never have a black person in that. It's like it's weird. Like they released a video, like they were complaining how there's not enough black main characters in video games, and the only time you'll see one will be like Grand Theft Auto. They had him, CJ with San Andreas. Okay, we got that, and then they had another one, which it was what was it? They had one that they released last year. It's called like South of Midnight. It was a black girl as the main character, but it was if you played the game, it was just talking about it was about her in the civil rights era in New Orleans, and it was just some nigger shit, like some black silver. Like why can't you just make a black character where it's not ghetto, it has nothing to do with civil rights and trying to about slavery or just make it normal, but they don't do that. They made one. It was called Deathloop, I think, where it had black characters and it wasn't about that. But that was like one that I could think of. I don't even think there's any other one. And they had Prototype, which another one they did, but they don't really do make that shit. Was good with it, and it's like not that I care because I don't play any of this shit. It's just something I've noticed. Hope all is well. Yeah, it was good with everyone. The fuck is this? Oh, Etsy. I don't know. Who the fuck is Etsy sending me an email? I think because I bought that herbal thing because I was like, why the fuck is Etsy sending me an email? I don't have no Etsy account. I might make an Etsy account because somebody said you can sell shit on Etsy. Because there's some, I might want to like make this herbal, like get like some herbs and make. Oh, I'm not even gonna go into that because I have a lot of shit that I do to make money on here, but I'm not. I don't tell people like I'm not a financial channel. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to make money. And plus, I noticed like like one thing I learned, anything I have in my life that's working for me, I don't like to just sit here and talk about it because I feel like that's gonna fuck up the energy. That's why I don't really talk about a lot of shit on here because if I talk about certain things, I have a fear that it might fuck up the energy. Like if I like for example, if I'm around a bunch of people that are like failures at life and my life starts getting good, I'll be scared to hang out with them because they're supposed to be a failure. So if I'm being successful and I start being around them, things aren't going to start. Things that were working for me are going to start failing because I'm affiliated with these failures. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't be around failures or safe certain things around people who aren't in the energy you're in. So that's why, and I'm not to say you guys are failures or whatever, just but I know there's people who watch my video who are failures. So I don't really want to say certain things. I just got off court and it's kind of scary how the system can make you go to jail. And like people shouldn't have to go to court. Yeah, it's that's just how it is. it is how it is. Like that's why I just focus on just trying to be better and not get it. I haven't been to jail in a minute. I don't plan on going to jail. Yeah, but I don't even know. I think I have this one warrant I have to take care of. It's in another state though. It's not in this state. Yeah, the police he had pulled me over a couple months ago for like I guess I ran a light and I didn't. Well, I didn't run a light, but I was supposed to turn, but I went straight. And he ran my ID and everything. He didn't say anything about the warrant, but this was in a different state though, so I don't know if the warrant's gone or it's just they it didn't pull up on their screen. But yeah, I hope I don't. I don't know if I have to be honest. If I end up having to have to take care of that warrant, I'll just serve whatever jail. I'm not getting on no probation. No, that's all I know is I'll never get on no probation. Like unless like it was a situation where I had to. But if I have to just serve a month in jail or spend a year on probation, I'll just serve a month in jail. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I haven't been in jail in a minute, and I hope I don't have to ever. But yeah, that's why I just stay out of trouble. I don't do anything that's gonna get me in trouble. But I feel you though. Yeah, I wouldn't pay if I was you. Don't pay that shit. Don't pay that shit. If I was you, I wouldn't pay it. Just let them. It, yeah, I wouldn't pay anything. You going to jail, you having to drive to the court and do all that shit. That's punishment enough. What the fuck you have to pay? Like I remember, like one time I got caught stealing at this fucking store. This was years ago, and I remember they didn't call the police, but they said, "Oh, you got to pay restitution, a 500 restitution." And I was like laughing and shit. Like I'm like I ain't paying this fucking shit. Like you is stupid. I didn't even pay. I didn't pay the restitution, and you don't have to pay a lot of that shit. When it comes to the court and the jail, then they can. But like if it's a store and they tell you you have to pay restitution, then you have to pay restitution. You don't have to pay restitution. You don't have to pay it. But when it comes to those court fees, you don't have to pay those either. But they probably can. I don't even know what the fuck did I because there's court fees that I have to pay. I never paid them. And ain't shit. I don't know. Shit happened like so. I never paid them. Yeah, yeah. Police is retarded, but I understand why. Like to be honest, like I understand why we need police. But the reason I look at it though, like the only reason we need police is because of police. So the same people who created the whole police, the same people who control the police, they're the reasons we need police. Like all of these criminal organizations, like the reason they even exist is because of the system. Like the reason, if you really think about it, why would a scammer exist in a normal society? Like in a normal society, a scammer would not exist. And even if a scammer did exist, it'll be from like another tribe or another person who's trying, but it would not be like in your own community. So I say we don't have a community. There's no such thing as a community. They talk about the black community, and you damage your community. Shut the fuck up. There's no damaging because they'll sit there and talk about how a drug dealer ruins the community, but then at the same time, if a motherfucker did sell drugs and was broke, he will be living in a society that doesn't feel like his community. There's homeless people on the street who don't have nowhere to sleep. If they sleep on the floor, they will arrest you. They're passing law, especially with this nigga in office. They're making it where it's illegal to be homeless. They'll take you to jail for sleeping anywhere. But then at the same time tell you like this is your community. This is not my community. Because if you didn't have money to pay rent, you would not. That I'm saying like it's retarded, and then people believe this shit. People believe like all the nonsense. It's retarded. when you have to tell somebody that this is your community, there's a high chance that it isn't your community. It's like this. Does anybody need to tell you to not disrespect your mother? Like, or let's just say, because I understand some of you niggas probably, I can't really say that because some of you guys probably don't like your mother. Like, I care about my mother because my situation. Some of you niggas hate your fucking mother. You hate that bitch, and I'm not gonna tell you you should or you shouldn't, like, because I don't know your situation. But so I don't want to use that example. Does anybody have to tell you to not leave your house a mess? No, because you know you don't want to leave it. And even if you do leave your house a mess, is a method to the madness. You're doing it in a certain way. You're not going and breaking everything and throwing your refrigerator on the ground. You probably just leave some fucking trash on the ground, but you'll probably pick it up later. You see what I'm saying? Like, nobody has to tell you not to destroy your own house because you know it's yours. When somebody has to tell you, this is your house, don't destroy it. That's a sign that whatever that you're living in isn't yours. So if somebody has to tell you, respect your community, don't litter, that means it's not your community and they have to convince you that it is so you cannot litter. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if somebody has to convince you of something, most likely what they're trying to convince you is really not that important and you probably don't give a fuck about it. So they have to convince you. Something you really give a fuck about, you don't need convincing. You're not gonna damage your own fucking car. You see what I'm saying? Even if you're angry and upset, you're not going to damage your car, but then you may be angry and upset. You may be on the bus. You may kick the bus, or you may do. I'm not saying everyone does this, but you have different levels of like, because you know subconsciously it ain't your shit. So that's what I have to tell you. That's why when people write, they go and I'm not saying you should go and damage your whole shit, your whole fucking, your whole land and your whole whatever. I'm not saying that, but like I'm just telling you what it is. Because like, what's the reason for you to go out and just start damaging shit? Like, there's no reason for it. So I'm not telling you guys to go out and crash out and damage shit and be like, well, it's not mine. Because what's the point of it? It's not gonna get you nowhere. And there's other ways to like take out your anger or do something besides doing that. I don't know why this thing is acting weird. Like, I can't even see the comments. Like, I could see the comments, but they cut them off. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The military, if they from ages from 18. Yeah. Okay, I'm about to. I don't know why this door keeps opening. Yeah. But yeah, it's whatever though. Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about the military. I hate the military. Yeah, like if you're in the military though, shout out to you. Like it's good. You got you opportunities. Like for you, it's a good thing for you, your situation. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be in it, like because you're able to like maneuver and get shit. But me personally, I can't fuck with no military. Like I don't like the military at all. I'm surprised like you even lasted that long because like I couldn't even last that long. Like they would have probably gave me a dishonorable discharge because I would have fucking not followed the rules or something. Because I don't know, like I just don't like that type of like structure and really. But some people it's meant for, like especially like for you, like it helped you and shit. So like I would never tell somebody to don't join the military. Like if you need to join it and you feel like it helps you, then that's your situation. But me personally, I couldn't do that. Like I could not do that. I remember my brother, he tried to sign up for it, and then they didn't get. I guess they didn't allow, they didn't accept him. I don't know why, but I don't even know why he didn't even really want to do that. He just did it. He just wanted to do it for the benefits. I think because he says something like they're going to give him a $10,000 bonus to be an infantryman. So I guess that's the person who like they run up in there, and I'm like, damn, $10,000 just to like, cause me, I don't give a fuck about America. Like, if I was in the military, like I couldn't risk my life for this country. Like, I don't see how I don't understand how people can risk their life for this country. And I know you don't have to be in the like the actual on field. Like they have other things like computers, and you can be like a doctor or a medic, or they have other fields in there. Like you don't even have to be on the battlefield. But like I don't know how those people be on the battlefield. Like they'd be like infantrymen because they were gonna give my brother like $10,000 to be like it was like a $10,000 bonus to be the infantryman. This was like back in like 2009 or some shit. It was years ago, and it was like that's not worth it at all. I feel you not force people. It's wrong. Like they're drafting people. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever get to that point because I'll just go to jail if they end up drafting me. I'll go to jail. Like I'll just send the at that point um when they do a draft, at that point they're just going to be locking up a lot of people because not everybody's going to go to war. Some people like that doesn't make sense because some people that's not even in their moral ethics or their moral code to go to war. Like some people like literally that's not their belief in their moral ethics, so they'll have to go to jail. Like some people just be forced to go to jail. So if they do that, the prisons will be full. Like when they talk about a draft, they make people think like a draft is everybody's going to be at war. If they were to enact a draft right now, more people will be in prison than at war. Like the prisons will be overflowing with people. It's not like, oh, everyone's going to be, no, people are going to just say fuck that, and then they're just go to jail. Because at that point, you go into war, you're going to most likely die, and 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 then secondly, if you don't go to war, you're going to go to jail, which is next to death. So you might as well just take the one lesser. So the jails will be overflowing. You see what I'm saying? And then, not to mention, there'll probably be a lot of people who go to war, and then once they get in the battlefield, they'll just kill themselves or shoot themselves in the head. So it wouldn't really make sense because they don't talk about all that other shit. Like if they were to do a draft now, people be in jail, and then some of the people who do get drafted, once they get there and they get a gun, they'll just shoot themselves in the head and just use that as a way to commit suicide. So I don't think a draft will work in this day and age. Maybe like years ago it would, but nowadays I don't think it will work. It will probably kind of backfire because you'll have a lot of like it just wouldn't. I don't think it will work nowadays because ain't nobody really want to go to war like that. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like we're not even in a time where war even makes sense. Like I remember when like America went to war with Iraq. Everybody was like, "Oh, we're going to war with Iraq. We're gonna kill them," and everybody was all talking all this big thing like America's gonna bomb them. But nowadays, like anytime the America talks about war, we're like, "Why the fuck are we going to war? What's the point?" It makes no sense. Like everyone's questioning it because we're in a different time. It's a different shift. So people look at how stupid that shit is. They're not looking at it as they want you to look at it. Oh, we're going to war. America's gonna bomb them. We're helping them, and it's like part of the reason nobody believes in war is because the government they fucked it up. How are you gonna keep inflating prices, making everybody's life harder, raising rent, doing a whole bunch of corrupt shit? Even when it comes to LGBT, like a lot of like these people, like even when it comes to like the average white person, like they don't even believe in the system no more because of what they did with the whole pandemic and um how like even with the crime rate and shit. So like nobody believes in the system no more. So why would the like why would the average person care about fighting for their country nowadays? Like most of the people, even in the military, they're just there for the benefits. You see what I'm saying? They're there for the benefits, and they're there just maybe because their family was there, whatever. Ain't nobody there though. They literally give a fuck about America. Because you're not even fighting for the country. Because America is not even a country. It's a business. It's no different than Walmart. It's a company. It's a corporation. United States is a corporation because there's actual indigenous tribes on this land that they don't fuck with, that they can't really fuck with like that, that own this land. So America isn't the land. America is a corporation. It's so when the military is just a security guard, or it's supposed to back up the law. The only reason the military is here is to enforce the laws and the taxes that the tax laws and the regulations that they make. Like they'll make a law like you have to pay your taxes. Nobody would pay taxes if it wasn't for the military. Seems so you'll go to jail. The only reason they can throw you in jail is because of the military. So if you don't go to jail, they use their military to kidnap you, which is the police force, is a small version of the military. But it's all connected. That's why if the police don't work, they bring in the SWAT. And then if the SWAT don't work, they bring in the military, which is martial law. It's all like it's a military. So the military is really just there. And then the religious system, that is the military. Like church, that's the non-physical version. That's the military for the mind, is the church. So the priest, he's like a general. And then the Pope is like the main sergeant. Or like no, the priest is like a sergeant. And then the Pope is like the general, but it's like the mental version of the it's the mental version of military is the religion, and then the physical version is the one with the violence and shit. Because how the fuck do you have a religion that says thou should not kill, but then you have a military that's from the same people that kills people for resources? It doesn't make sense. So it tells you like they don't even practice what they preach, which means the only reason they have military and all this shit is for the people. The reason they have religion is to keep you in check. They don't believe in that shit. The people in the government, they don't believe in anything like that. They just believe in do whatever the fuck you want, and whoever has the most power can do whatever the fuck they want. That's really what they believe in, because they wouldn't be doing. Because you got to look at what they're doing, not what they say. Like you hear all these spiritual people, oh, astrology, this and that, but what do they do all day? Like all they do is just do whatever the fuck they feel is necessary to control people. So they don't believe in any of the shit they preach. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing like half the shit they do. He's like, this shit ain't worth it. Yeah, really, like it is, in my opinion, it isn't. I don't think it's none of that shit's worth it. A lot, even waking up in the morning working at McDonald's, that shit ain't worth it. That shit ain't worth it. Cause I thought about it. I was like, cause people say, well, at least you have money to pay rent. Cause I remember I told my grandma when I quit UPS years ago, I told her like I'm quitting. She's like, well, you should keep the job because at least you have money to pay rent and pay your bills. And then and she just said that because she's supposed to say that. I don't have no shade against her because that's just how she was programmed growing up. But it made me kind of think. I'm like, which is actually more better? Because when I was homeless, I seen homeless people, and some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them or a lot of them, but I've seen homeless people that lived a better life than the average person who worked at McDonald's and was struggling to pay rent. Like I see this one dude, right? He was homeless. He was like, "Oh, I used to be homeless." He was like, "I used to be homeless like you, man, living out of my car and everything." But I just believed in myself and made a way. And then shortly after that conversation, I'm talking to this dude and he's talking about how he has a kid, and he's like, the prices are everything's going up. It's hard to make ends meet, and he's just complaining about his financial situation. And I'm looking at like I've seen homeless people who are actually more happier, and the reason they're happier is not because of what they have physically; it's their mind. So some of these people they have a certain mentality and perception, so they don't they feel more satisfied with not having to deal with that. But on his end, he needed to be in a house and a place and have all this, and he had all that, but he was struggling every day. It was like a new thing he had to overcome. I got to make ends meet. I have to make sure these bills are paid and all of this shit. And I'm like, Nikki, you're living in hell more than some of these homeless people, to be honest. Like literally, if you really think about it. And I'm not saying like because they'll say, well, at least he has a house. But if you look at it, like, he won't have a house if he stops going to work or if he takes a day off. And then by the time he gets to like 80 years old, let's just say, because there's people out here who are 60 who are homeless, and they taught. There's one dude. He said he was working since he was like 18, and he I guess he lost a job or something, and he was homeless at age fucking 50, and he was on the street or whatever. And I'm looking at him like, so what was all that working for? You made all that money just to give it back to the system. Now you're 50, you don't have nothing to show for it. I'd rather waste my time. And this is why I tell you guys, like, if you live with your mother, your parents, and you in your 30s, 40s, don't let anybody look at you down. Because there's people I know who they're 18 and then they made it all the way to age 30 working like a slave. And then they lost everything. Now they're struggling, barely able to keep it and make ends meet. But then they'll say, "Oh, you live with your parents. You wasted your life." But I would rather waste my life living with a relative and not making the system rich than work from 18 to 40 making the system rich just to get to 40 and not have nothing to show for it. So all your money you made from 18 to 40 went to rent, went to AT&T, went to the landlord, went to the fucking power company, just for you to be 40 and not have shit. Versus at least when you were 18 or 40 and you live with a relative or you're on a couch or somewhere living with somebody, at least you didn't have to pay all those damn fucking bills and give it to a corporation, make some motherfucker you despise richer. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like to just go and be lazy. Like, if you have an opportunity to become great and focus on yourself and then do that. But don't feel like, oh, just because you don't have your own place, you're not ahead. That don't think like that. Don't think like that. If you have family that is willing to help you and take you in, go stay with them. If you have a grandma that's willing to help you, even if you have the money, still stay with them and stack up money and start a business or start stacking your money to do something with it, or use that opportunity to heal. Because once you're in that situation where you got to keep paying rent and go to work, you can't really. This is why most of people in America, their health is fucked up, because this system doesn't allow you to take care of your health. Why you think medication? Like, people like to talk shit about medication and, oh, the pharmaceuticals are bad for you. They are, but if you're the average person, especially in a Western country, you need to be on pharmaceutical. Because if you have high blood pressure and you work at a fucking corporate job, having to commute every day, you don't have time to fast and take care of your health, and you have to be on medication so you can be able to wake up and go to work. You ain't fasting 40, 50 days working a construction job. So you have to be on medication so your health doesn't deteriorate, and the medication can at least help you. So that's why medication, in a way, like, it's good for certain people, because certain people, they got kids, they got family, they can't take care of their health really. And then they have all this bullshit, like all this bullshit they have on the internet. Oh, if you eat healthy, if you take herbs, which that shit helps on a certain level. Don't get me wrong, but we're in a new shift, so everything is different. So most people, you need to be, it's like if you have a dirty house, or if you have dirty socks or dirty underwear, are you going to spray perfume on it? Sometimes you can spray perfume or Febreze and it gets rid of the smell, but sometimes you need to throw that shit in the dryer. Sometimes you may need some bleach in the dryer to clean it. People like to say, "Oh, I'm sick. I'm unhealthy. Let me take a herb. Let me eat a raw vegan diet." Sometimes you need to throw that shit in the washing machine with bleach and go on a fast and cleanse. Those herbs and that food ain't gonna help you sometimes. And we're in a different time, so this is why I say, like, because that's what it's a market. It's a it's an industry of health where they tell you, "Ooh, raw, vegan, organic." And don't get me wrong, a lot of that shit is good if you're just trying to like maintain, and if you want better tasting quality food so you don't die as quicker. But in reality, it's like sometimes you need to just cleanse and clean. And even when you cleanse and clean, you got to be spiritually in line with your spirit. So if you're not in alignment with spirit and you don't have spiritual health, then all that fasting and eating, it doesn't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, you could be the healthiest person in the world. If you're not spiritually aligned, you may not have a heart attack, but you can manifest a situation where you get in a car crash, a stray bullet come and hit you, you have an accident, you slip and fall, something happens that you break a leg, something can happen. You in the wilderness, a snake bites you and gives you venomous poison. The spirit can still create an event because you're not in alignment. So this is why I say spiritual health, which is being in alignment with spirit, is more important than physical health. Physical health is still very important, but if you have physical health and you're still a piece of shit person, then you can still manifest an event. Because you got to remember, like everyday people die from non-health related causes. It has nothing to do with health. A lot of people die from accidents. A lot of people die from other would somebody gets poisoned, and you can be eating at a restaurant, eat something bad, and then you know how many food recalls these companies have every year. Nabisco, Mondelez, fucking Hershey's, they have food recalls every year. What's a food recall? A food recall is when something happens where there's bacteria in the food and then somebody eats it, they get sick. They don't really talk about it, but spirit can just manifest a situation if you're not online where that could take you out. You just go to the store, you get a random food like you normally do, something can happen. That's why I say you can be spiritually in alignment. Like you can't really, that's why I say you don't really have control over your life. This reality is you don't really own your life. You don't have control over your life like you think you do. I don't want to say you don't, but you only have control over do you only have control to only do what is in the parameter and boundary. Once you start going out of that parameter or boundary, then you don't have control no more, and then things can happen to you. And the easiest way I can break it down for you is try drinking 100 bottles of vodka and say that I'm gonna live forever. No, you drink 100 bottles of vodka, your ass is dying. You're gonna have liver kidney. You can't control your liver to be like, oh, you're gonna just be able to sustain me drinking all. No, is that's this. So you don't have free will. You can't just go eat 100 hamburgers and think nothing's gonna happen. So that isn't free will. So there's obviously certain, you can't just do whatever you want in this world because you could do certain things, but then anything negative happens to you, you can't say, oh, I want something positive to happen, and you can't make it happen. You have to live out that negative experience because of the actions of what you did. So you don't have, because this is not your realm, this is not your world. You're in it. You're experiencing it after somebody already experienced it. So whatever your experience, somebody experienced it. So you followed them, or you're doing, so it's not your world, it's not your shit. Something was here before you who did it and has created this shit. And I'm not, it's not to say that the creator of this shit, whatever you want to call it, is like somehow more powerful than you, because at the end of the day, if you weren't here, it wouldn't be able to live out the experience through you. So it kind of works both ways. It needs you, because if there was no spirits here in this creation, it will be useless. It will be no point. That thing will be here, whatever you want to call it. It will be here by itself. You being here, it gets to live out an experience through you. Otherwise, it won't have nothing to live it out through. So it works both ways. It's not just one way. Like a lot of people say, oh, God, and whatever they want to call it, God or energy, the universe. But bitch, if you weren't here, universe wouldn't have nothing to do. So just like you need its creation to experience this, it needs you to be able to experience it. It goes both fucking ways. But you don't have control over your life like you think you do. And I don't want you to look at that like it's negative what I'm saying. I don't want you guys, I said, look at it like you should, if anything, this should motivate you to be able to let go of all the bullshit. Like a lot of people, they're so um attached to this world. They want to have this experience. They want to have this money or this material. I want to accomplish this. I want to be, and the reason, because you think this is your shit. Once you realize you don't have the free will like you do, and you can only be yourself, and be yourself, meaning, and even then, being yourself, you're only doing what's allowed here. Then you start to let go of all of this shit and you just start to do what you're supposed to do. Then once you do that, then all the things that you want, that shit will come to you. And even when it comes to you, you're going to be looking at it differently because you already know it really ain't all that because this really ain't your shit. So you will still enjoy it and have fun, but you won't go too far with it because you know that this is not really we don't have 100% free will. So anything I am experiencing is based upon what I'm doing, like what I'm doing or not doing. So like it helps you to let go. Like me, especially in this time right now we're in, we're supposed to be developing. Well, we're not. So you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, but the smart thing to do right now is to develop your internal energy. Or I don't know the words. I just like to say energy, but it's not that. But develop something inside of you that can leave you content and happy with the present. So you don't want to be too reliant on external things in this time right now. And if you guys think what I'm saying is crazy, why is damn near every video and every Gen Z complaining how nothing hits anymore? Movies aren't as good. The games aren't as good. Nothing's good anymore. Everything is lame. It's not that nothing is good. It's just we're in a different shift. If you really think about it, like I know I was talking about how movies and shit suck nowadays, but a lot of that has to do with we're in a shift. It ain't really that the movies suck more because a lot of the movies in the game, like for example, the games now, the graphics are better, everything compared to the Mario 2D side scroller. But why is it that people value those games more now? It's not because of the game, because the game and think about it like this: everyone that says the movies were good back in the day, the games are good, then go play those games. Everybody that says Mario back in the day was better, you don't see them playing Mario. Go play Mario then. They don't play that shit because that shit's lame. It's because we're in a different shift. The shit that's released now, if it was released back then, it would have had the same reception. It's just we're in a different shift right now where external things aren't really as important. And it's not to say that you shouldn't be focused on it. You could be focused on external things, but it just shit ain't gonna bring you any more happiness. And then you may say, well, what if it does bring you happiness? If something does bring you happiness, then the universe is going to create a situation to make you to shut it down. It's like, let me give you an example. Like, you know how people say money doesn't bring you happiness? I agree with that and I don't agree with that. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Material money, they don't bring you happiness, but the way I look at it, like sometimes money can, but when money and material bring you too much happiness, the universe will create a situation to make you lose that money, to make that money or that material somehow fuck you up. Like, so, like example, somebody who does a lot of drugs. Drugs make them happy. Oh, I love drugs. I love getting high. But then they get high, they overdose. They get high, they end up getting caught. The police take their drugs. They got to go to jail. So they love doing that too much. It created an overdose. It created a situation when they're in jail. Somebody loved their money too much. They end up getting robbed. So the thing that they love too much, this universe creates a situation where somebody robbed them from the. So now they're distraught and they're going through hell mentally because of the thing they love too much. So when you can love something and something can make you happy, but when it does, the universe shuts you down because you're not supposed to allow things. So sometimes things can make you too happy, and when it does, the universe will shut you down and that away from you, or make it not work anymore. Or even in some cases, it will make you not enjoy it. Like in my case, like when I get too when I abuse certain stuff, like for example, like I used to like shoplift and steal a lot, and I noticed like there'll be like certain candy or certain food I love to eat, and I will go out every day. Like there'll be like a bag of chips. I'll go to the store and like steal like 20 bag of chips within like 2 days. Fill up my bag and I'll eat the chips every day. I used to just be a glutton, even when I wasn't hungry. I used to just smoke weed just so I can get hungry, so I can eat. And I used to eat so I can smoke weed because when I used to eat, it used to make the weed feel better. When I smoked, it used to make food taste better. So I used to love food and weed. But then when I kept doing it too much, it made me not like the food no more. Like the food wouldn't taste good. So I wouldn't even eat the shit no more. Like there's a lot of food that I used to love that I don't even like no more because I abused it. Because the spirit will always, if things make you too happy externally, it will take it away from you. It will make you not enjoy it by changing the way your senses perceive it, or it will take it away from you, make you not enjoy it, or make it destroy you, or all three. So that's why you don't want to be too attached externally, because it's a lesson that internal energy that you're trying to that feeling you're trying to get externally, you can develop that within without having to do that. But a lot of you guys don't know because you haven't been through that experience. So that's the ultimate thing, and it's better to have it internally because when something negative happens to you externally, you have that anchor. So no matter what something happens, you still have that. It's just like when you get drunk and you wake up the next morning and you still kind of feel drunk, and you still have that, like, you still kind of, it's like when you develop happiness within, something negative could happen to you, but you still kind of have that happiness within you, that anchor that is still anchored in, so you can't move it 100%. So you may feel sad, but you still have that little, because you know you're on the path. So that's why it's good to develop the internal happiness. When you just focus everything external, then it's, once that thing is out of your life, then you have to go get it again. And sometimes the spirit will, even if you have the money or you have the resources to get it again, it will make it where you don't even like it no more. So then I'll leave you into a confusing space. Like a lot of people will talk about, oh, how you can't, the spirit will take something away from you. Sometimes it doesn't have to physically take it away. Sometimes it could just make you not even like it no more. Like certain things that I used to be addicted to, I just didn't like, or I when I used it, it didn't give me the same feeling, and it left me kind of confused. Like, what do I do now? Like, and then I didn't know what to do. Like, that thing makes me happy, but I don't like it no more. What do I get now? And that's what, like, I have to go within and do other shit to make it where I don't need external shit. So you gotta look at it from that perspective. That's an example of how we don't have free will. Like, you can't really escape it. You can't. But it is what it is. Because a lot of people, they like to take shortcuts. They like to try to cheat, and it's like there's no way of cheating anything really in this life. You have to go through it, and this is why I say most people are failing at life, because a lot of people are going through what I just explained, but then they don't. They're so lost in the physical. They're lost in their mind, so they're trying to make it work when it can't work. And this is where you see a lot of these idiots out here talk about, I'm being gang stalked. Anytime you hear somebody talk about I'm being gang stalked, look at the concept of the definition of what a gang stalker is. A gang stalker, according to what, I'm talking about what the average person that you see on the internet that's in the gang stalking community, they will tell you a gang stalker is somebody who is part of the government, who follows them around and makes their life hell, and is able to send signals and to create situations in their life to make their life hell. And they know where they're at 24/7. They can use energetic weapons to make their stomach hurt, to make everything that I just explained. A gang stalker will say it's the government. So somebody who has health issues, who says they're being gang stalked, they'll say the government's using direct energy weapons to make their stomach hurt, to make them have headaches. But the reason that they, and you may think that they're crazy, is no, nigga, you have a headache. But the reason they believe this is because the timing. They'll usually probably get a stomach ache because this is why I tell you, health and life is you don't really have control, because For example, these people may, and like what I said about the whole food thing. There was this one dude. He was a targeted. He's called himself a targeted individual. He said he'll go to the store and get cookies, and then all of a sudden he'll eat a cookie and he'll get sick, and he'll say the government poisoned the food because they can use direct energy weapons, or they know what food he's gonna get. This is why a lot of the people in the targeted community will say don't eat the same thing over and over because you'll get sick or something will happen to the food. This is what I just explained to you. It has nothing to do with that. It's bitch, it's a spiritual thing. You're probably eating something you're not supposed to eat, and then your stomach started hurting because the spirit is telling you, but then you think it's the government, or you keep saying, why does my life keep fucking up? It's one thing after another. This keeps happening to me. As soon as I paid my car off, um I got in an accident or this, and it's like it has nothing to do with the government, dumbass. It's just a spiritual thing that's going on, and you're trying to make something work that doesn't work. So this is that whole concept of the targeted individual. It just stems from what I'm talking about. A bunch of people who don't understand what's going on about life, and since they don't understand, they have to point the finger to the government. Anytime somebody is going through a whole bunch of shit in their life that's unexplainable, they have to point to the government because that's the only way that they can make sense of it. Because if they say the spiritual realm, that seems kind of too out there, or this can't be no spiritual, isn't it? So they have to blame the government, and then like that's what I'm saying. Like it's all retarded. Ain't no government have that much power. Like you know how much money it will cost to fucking like that's hella money right there. Not to say they don't have direct energy weapons, but they're not using that on no random ass nigga on the internet. Let's just say if I was let's just say I worked at Microsoft, or I worked at an AI company, and I had access to certain information, and I was making my own AI or making my own computer tech, which I was using it to spy on other people without the government's permission. Then the government will track me down and use energy weapons. You have to be in a position where you are a threat to the system. If I had documents and information on how to create certain technology that can hack the system or do something without their permission, and I had the blueprints to it, then the government will use direct energy weapons and all of that shit you see in the movies to track me down. They'll probably have like some type of satellite placed in front of my house and can listen to what I'm saying. They're only going to use that technology on people who are a threat to the system, not just oh you speaking spiritual. That's not a threat. A threat is I got some blueprints on how to create fucking some type of certain AI that's more powerful than the shit they released and they didn't release yet, but I have the blueprints and I'm making my own, and I have a whole setup, or I have some type of technology that can I could put dirt in a filter and turn it into energy to fuel my car, and I'm using that to make money on the side and not get it taxed. Like you got to be that type of person to be like spied on that fucking level as these targeted individuals. Like you have to be like somebody who's a real threat, like that type of threat, for them to start using their big guns on you. They're not gonna use no big guns on you. They probably use like little trolls or some shit, but they're not going after you with no with their big gun because that shit takes money. All that technology these niggas talk about, direct energy weapons and satellites that can spy on people and pick up volume and pick up noise and pick up conversations. Like they're not using that shit on no regular ass person. That shit takes time. It takes money. They're not doing that shit. Why? Like it's stupid. Bad with women. The spirit will manifest something bad for me to do with women. Is that right, bro? It can happen with anything. It can happen with anything. And it's like when I say the spirit, you are the spirit. So it's like you're pretty much just creating. Because like I said, like I use the word spirit because I don't have another word for it, but I don't want to attribute it 100% to spirit. I just say it as like an unseen force because some of it can do with spirit, some of it has to do with just the way the the so-called universal law, whatever you want to call it. But just know that if you're not in alignment with what is in harmony, like what's with yourself, then you're not in alignment. So that means things are gonna start happening to you. Things you're not. It's like if you put your hand on a hot stove, it's gonna burn. You can debate, oh, why did the stove burn me? The stove burned me because they're after to get me, or there's a stove or a hot god that he's mad that I put my hand. It doesn't make sense. You just put your hand on the stove because you didn't obey physics. So when you're not in alignment with self, you're not obeying the physics of this reality. So therefore, things will happen to you, and it's not something really doing it. It's just the same way you put your hand on the stove. Do you say, oh, somebody hurt me, or God hurt me, or this spirit made it burn? It ain't really that. It's more like you just put your hand on the stove. You put your hand somewhere it ain't supposed to be. When you're not in alignment and you're not somewhere you're supposed to be, things are gonna happen to you. Whether that be with bitches, with this, or whatever. And when that shit happens, then that's just a sign that you're not on course. But nobody's doing it to you. It's just by default. And not just, and don't think every negative situation, because some situations people are just trying to hurt you. Because that's another thing I need to bring up. Not every situation is. I would say, and I would say 99%. I would say 95% of the situations, or 90% of the situations, are your own doing. But I will probably say 10%. There could be forces that are just trying to fuck with you, especially when you're on your path and you're in alignment and you're really doing something. There will be people that don't like you. There will be energetic forces that are against you being on your path, and they will try to sabotage you. But when those sabotages happen, you'll be able to tell because they won't be able to win. And even if they do, even if it looks like they won, the way this shit is set up, you're gonna win in the end. So they may set you back a little bit right now, but in the end, you're gonna come up on top because there is a such thing as negative forces that want to take you off the path. And anytime the spirit has you on a path and you're doing the right thing, anybody that fucks with you, they're doing a disservice to themselves. This is why I tell you guys, if you hate on somebody and you want to troll somebody, or you don't like somebody, try your best not to make their life hard to live. You don't ever want to do that energy because you're going to end up getting that back to you. Like, if I don't like somebody, I'm going to say fuck you and I'm not going to like you. But you be seeing some of these trolls, right? They be going and try to get people fired, try to get people kicked out, try to ruin relationships. You never want to make somebody's life unnecessarily hard from your own doing. Because now when you want to go and get your life together, when you want to accomplish something, you're going to have to go through a barrier that's going to be impossible to get through, depending on how much you put that out. So this is why, like, all these spiritual people talking about how, oh, become spiritual, meditate, get your life to. Some people, they can't really get their life together like that. Some people, like, they put themselves in such a bind that they're stuck in their situation for lifetimes or for years. Like the government, a lot of these people in government, like the people who control this, the ones you don't see, the shadow government, they're fucked. There's no amount of meditation or nothing that they can do. Some of these niggas, they're eternally fucked, or they're fucked for millennias, like a long time. Like, even if they did the right thing and gave people money and helped people, what they did is so intense that they can't get out of that bind. They're stuck. You see what I'm saying? So there is a such thing as you being stuck. Like, a lot of these spiritual people, they don't want to talk like that because most people aren't in that situation. But there are. This is why you don't want to be too much of a fucked up person out here just raping, killing, being a menace. Like, you don't want to, because you can create a situation where you're like stuck in a bind, and you're gonna be in that shit for a long fucking time. And no matter what you do, you can even like do everything that you're like. Remember I tell you guys about being in alignment. there's some people, even if they try to be in alignment, it still won't work for them. Like they have to be in alignment for a long time, and even when they're in alignment, they're still gonna have hell happen to them, and they have to stick through it for a long time because they've done so much fucked up shit. You don't want to put yourself in that position where even though you're in alignment, bad shit still happens and you still have to go through it. And like you don't want to do that because you got too much negative energy that you put out there. And there is a such thing as that. Most people don't have to worry about that. But that's why like you don't ever want to just go out your way to make somebody's life hell deliberately. You don't, because it's gonna backfire. That shit will backfire, and you're gonna create a situation where when you want to get your shit together, you're like, why is there so much problems in my life? Somebody, and it really ain't nobody attacking you, just you created that energy. You create all this type of stellium energy where you gotta you, you gotta like do so many things at one time. Like this is messed up, this is messed up, and you're like, why is the world again? Sometimes it's just you created that energy. That's what a stellium energy is. When you got too much shit you gotta deal with at once. Yep, shout out to user RB1ZZ. But yeah, I don't like to say the word karma because when you use karma, it is kind of like that. But karma is like another word. Like a lot of this shit is just shit you put out there. Karma is like, oh, you do this, something bad's gonna happen to you. But it's like if you stick your hand on a hot stove, would you call that karma? You chose to stick your hand on the stove. The stove is burning. You should know that it's burning you. You can call it karma if you're thinking too deep, but in reality, you just put your hand on a hot stove. It ain't really karma. That Yeah, and this is why what 99% of people are failing in life. This all has to do with what I was saying about 99% of people are failing. Because if you listen to everything I just said, now you see why I say why 99% of people are failing. And like, and I'm seeing this like this is a new thing that I've been seeing, and I've been seeing it ever since Saturn the sun went into Aries, which is last month. Like it seems like motherfuckers like every person I know damn near is going through some type of shit. Like they're dealing with something, and they're going through some type of like battle, and they're like fucked because you can't really like we're like in a whole different shit right now, and it's gonna keep getting worse. That's why it's like I'm not saying my life is perfect. There's certain things I'm going through and I'm having to deal with as well. But the thing is like I don't really give a fuck like the average person because I know like I like just the way I perceive shit. So even though I'm going through certain shit, I still could be like, okay, let me just get through it. Because one thing you don't want to do is overthink anything because you got to look at life like every minute, every second, every hour. That's time. So if you lost your car keys, why spend 10 minutes stressing about that? If you could spend 10 minutes looking for them, or if you can't find them, trying to go get a new pair of keys. So in a week, all those minutes and hours you spent looking for your key or stressing about your keys, you could have probably got another pair of keys and then had time to do something else. So now you forgot that you even lost your keys. So this is why I say like you don't want to overthink shit. Like just try to. That's because that's wasting time. Because there's a lot of right now. Like a lot of people are getting lessons right now. A lot of people are getting. Um, Everyone is always getting lessons, but like, cause life is always like when I say these shifts and everyone, people been always going through it. There's never been a time, but right now it's like you don't really have no grace. Universe really ain't friendly right now. Like if you fucked up, it's not really friendly right now. So you got to really be on your shit before people back in the day, or like let's just say 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. If somebody went through some shit, it's because they probably actually did some really fucked up shit, or It was part. It was a reason for it. Now, if you're going through some shit, is nigga, you should have been known this. Like you don't have no grace over it. Like universe is gonna pretty much sit like let you know you don't have no grace. You may be thinking like, why the fuck is this shit happening to me? It's not even that big of a deal. Or like you were probably doing something a few years ago and it was good, but then now when you do like half of what you did, you getting like punished. You feel like the universe is punishing you for something, and you're like, it's not even that serious. Or what am I doing wrong? I'm just it's because we're at a different time right now. Because Saturn's in Aries. Saturn doesn't like to be in Aries. It doesn't like to be in it. Because right now, every Saturn and Aries don't even fuck with each other like that. Like Saturn and Mars is quick, fast, and it's about war and shit. Saturn is like it's slow. It wants to take its time, and Saturn is violent too, but it's violence out of necessary. Like Mars would just whoop your ass over the little thing. Saturn will let you push its buttons for a little bit, but when Saturn whips your ass gonna probably die. Versus Mars, it'll just probably punch you in the face, give you a bloody nose because you stepped on the shoe or something. Saturn would give you some grace. So right now, two of those energies is they're combining each other. They're combining each other right now, and it's not really. It don't really fuck with that energy because right now everybody's just trying to hurry up and get what they're trying to get. But in that Saturn energy is like you actually got to do shit the right way. So nobody's really like the average person right now is like looking at it because Saturn rules reality. So right now, the whole reality is Aries, but Saturn is a slow sign. But everyone's trying to move quick, so it's like everybody's trying to get to where they're trying to get to, but where they're trying to get to is not where they're supposed to be. So everyone, most people by default, are just not even on the path to do what they're supposed to be doing because everyone's in a rush right now. But the more you rush, the more fucked up. Like, you know how like life is supposed to be high speed and fast paced life. It if you try that shit right now, you're gonna get sat on your ass. You gotta slow down. But at the same time, life is going faster and faster. But then everyone's feeling like they have to go fast with it, which is why they're getting fucked up. So that's why I say Saturn doesn't like to be in Aries. It fucking hates that shit. And look at the opposite of Aries is Libra. Saturn likes to be in Libra. What happened when Saturn was in Libra? That's when social media began, which is 2012, 2013. Or actually 2011 to 2012. That's when social media actually started. It actually started in it did start around that time. That's when like Facebook started in the way like the post and everything. Saturn was in Libra. Libra's the social sign. That's when social media actually started. Was when Saturn was in Libra. That's when all that shit started. The way social media, as you see it, with posts, likes, comments, that's when that shit started. So it just shows you like now we're at a time where nobody really fuck with social media like that. You see, we're like literally on the we're on the opposite end. So social media began when Saturn was in Libra. When I say it began, obviously before then it was still Facebook and MySpace, but as you guys know it today with likes, comments, scrolling and seeing photos and videos and doom scrolling, all the scroll feature that came out like around the way it is now, it came out around 2012, 2011. That's where it came out. Then around like 2013, it became popular because it didn't become popular till everyone got a smartphone. Everyone didn't start getting a smartphone till like 2013, 2014. That's when, because I remember around that time, around 2013, everyone was like, "Oh man, it feels like I have a computer in my phone." I remember that everyone kept saying that shit, and I was like, "Oh, that's a computer." This was around 2013. That's when social media started getting bigger because the smartphone came out. The smartphone is actually what pushed social media, if you think about it, because everyone was just at home on their end on the computer. On a laptop on social media. Then when the smartphone came out, and that's when it came out, and then this was around Saturn and Libra when that shit started. You see what I'm saying? So now we're leaving that coming into Saturn and Aries, everyone's like, fuck this social media shit. People are on it, but mainly to make money or try to make money. But nobody really fucks with this shit. Everyone's talking about introverted. That's Aries. Aries doesn't like fucking people. But it's like a real, yeah, we in a real time right now. And then Uranus is gonna go into fucking Gemini, so shit's about to get even quicker. It's about to be hella quick because it's gonna be water, it's gonna be air and fire. Shit about to be quick. Once we get into Gemini season, it's about to be hella fast because you gotta have Sun, Uranus, and Gemini, and then you're gonna have a lot of fire with the Neptune and Aries. So it's gonna be a lot of fire and air. So that's like steam. So shit's gonna be hella fast and really like not really kind of like really unfriendly and really like really hot. Like it's like steam. Imagine steam. That's really what this shit is. So it's quick and it's gonna be straight to the point. So next couple months, life's gonna be going by extremely fast, especially once Saturn or Uranus goes into Gemini. And we get in because it's not leaving. It was in Gemini last year, but it left. It's gonna be in it permanently. So as we get deeper in it, like especially when the sun goes into Gemini, it's about to be life's about to be going extremely fast. Like it's about to be a whole different type of vibe we're gonna be in, and with that Aries energy, it's gonna that's what I'm saying. People are gonna be really stressing the fuck out and bugging the fuck out if you're not really in alignment with anything. So that's why I say just be worried about these energies. It's good to look at the astrology because you know why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and also look at the moon as well. The moon, like the moon's about to be in the Cancer, and then we got moon's in Gemini right now. So it's kind of a good placement right now because it's trining. Wait, yeah, it was sextiling the sun. So the moon, and then you also have the moon. The moon is in Gemini. It's I have to look at the whole thing because there's a lot of shit that's in it. But right now, the moon is trining Saturn and Sun. So next couple days is actually a good day to really just it's more like a more chill vibe energy. Once the moon gets into Cancer, it might be a little tension, not too bad. We actually know we're in Taurus season. I'm tripping. We're in Taurus season. I'm hella tripping right now. So yeah, we're Taurus season was yesterday. We're not in Aries season. So right now is actually shit is a little bit more stable right now. But I gotta look at the trends. I don't really know the trends off the top of my head. But I don't really give a fuck. I look at the trends, but I'm not gonna sit here and pull the fucking trends up and give a rundown. I don't give a fuck about that. But I don't even really like looking at paper and shit on my page. But it is what it is. We got actually a lot of placements. I think like the sun is scoring Pluto. It's gonna be scoring Pluto in like 5 days. You'll start feeling it probably by tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. You'll start feeling it. But my bad, guys. My phone, my iPad ran out of battery, so. But I probably gotta end this live stream. I'm gonna end it. I'll come back a little later. Talk about some more shit. I was supposed to talk about women being trash. I didn't talk about women being trash, so I'll talk about that next time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about that in my next live stream because I kind of went in on. I didn't even really want to talk about what I was talking about. It's like usually when I make a live stream, I don't mean to talk about certain shit, but like I don't know. I'm just so used to like everything I talk about has to be about some knowledge for some reason. Like it's hard for me just to talk about bullshit. If I talk about just bullshit, it has to be something I'm reading off of, or uh, like I just can't really just talk about bullshit. So, but in my next live stream, I'll talk about how women are trash. And you guys know when I talk about it, I don't just blatantly say it. I give you guys examples, reasons why women are trash that you can go out and actually see. And it's not that I don't want to say women are trash. I would say the mentality that women have adopted is trash. It ain't that women are trash. It's just the mentality that they adopted is trash. Because like and they can't in a way they can't really help it because of the programming, and in order for them to get out the programming, they're gonna have to like do a lot of like internal work, which most don't, because most women they don't take responsibility because of the programming. Women feel entitled to, like there's actually women out here who feel men need to do everything for them and they can just lay on their ass. So, and it's funny because you'll have women out here who think men have to do everything, but at the same time won't respect the average man. So why the fuck should a man respect you if it's like they expect men, because the way women look at men and as they don't have the same emotion as me. So if I treat a man like shit, he needs to just put up with it and still respect me because he's a man. He doesn't have an emotion, and it's like that's how most women think. Like, well, they don't have emotions like me, so they can they need to love me and respect me even though I treat them like shit because they're the man. Like that's how most women think. And in a way, like you really can't blame them because there's a lot of stupid ass men out there that will give them a reason to think like this. So when they don't get that reality met, they get upset and they start crying and they start bitching, and now they hate men and shit. And it's like, but it is what it is. That's how you gotta look at it. Any woman who talks too much shit about men, there's a 99% chance they don't have a man in their life. And if they're attractive and they don't have a man in their life and they're talking shit about men, that's a very damaged individual. The most damaged women are the most are women that are like nines and tens and they don't have a man in their life. If you ever see a female that's a 9 or a 10 and she has no man in her life, she's very miserable because for you to be an attractive female and not have a man in your life means you're rejecting a lot of men. And it's not that they don't like men, it's not because they're not lesbian, otherwise they'll be with a female. It's because they can't get the man that they want. That means that girl who's a 9 and a 10, she's seen men that she want, tried to hit on them, and they either didn't respond because they probably had a woman themselves, or they probably used her for sex. So now she feels like she can't find no man. So it's like this is why the more I've noticed the more attractive a female is, the more damage they come across, the more angry that they come across, and if they're not healed. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into this in my next live stream because it's kind of at the end. But I'm gonna hit you guys up a little later.